There you are, Knighthood. I've been walking Ishgard's streets whenever I've been able, and I've taken to searching for any sleeping people. You see, the land I'm from isn't much warmer than this, and people know not to tempt fate by dozing off in the open air. Even those blind with drink manage to find their way home somehow. I figured the only force powerful enough to overcome that instinct for self-preservation would be the Cradle, so if we find a sleeper exposed to the elements, we may very well discover Leophyne nearby. I can't imagine she brought it all this way just to remain idle. It's a tedious prospect, but we need to scour every back alley and shadowed walkway before anyone catches something much worse than a cold. Mistress Pin. Master Tentoawa. I bring good tidings. The Temple Knights wasted no time in distributing handbills across Ishgard containing Leophyne's description. These efforts have already borne fruit. We but recently received a report of someone matching her features being sighted. Really? Where? She was sighted near Camp Dragonhead by a patrolling sentry. He described a woman with red hair and a distinct scar on her forehead. The outpost can be reached by passing through the Gates of Judgment and heading east. Once there, speak with Cecil for the full report. I knew she'd show herself. Let's hurry, Knighthood. This must be him. Well, don't dally. I was informed you were on your way. This is concerning the report by one of our sentries, yes. He cited a woman matching the description in the handbill sent by the congregation. She was heading south along the footpath, but that is all we know. Yes. This is Eugenie. What? Hold fast, I shall send aid at once. What happened? A shipment of supplies was waylaid by monstrous beasts. A contingent of Temple Knights should have been protecting it, but something is amiss. They need our help. We would be in your debt. The shipment was attacked on the road west of the observatory. I shall muster more knights. Please, go find my men before any lives are lost. The supply shipment was struck on the road west of the observatory. It will take time to muster enough men for the rescue. Please, leave now and render what aid you can.
Take that.
They should be close, right? I'll search the other side of the river. Kaneko time, you search further down the road. And keep your weapon at the ready.
Gah.
You saved us. We were almost.
You won't be feasting today. Not a moment too soon. The white eye watch is eternal, and eternal is the sleep it bestows.
No, they're not. Just look. They're asleep, is all.
Good. Good.
Our trusty chocobos suddenly became unsure on their feet, and the wagon toppled onto the side of the road. There was nothing for it but to fix the damage on the spot. The temple knights went to secure the area, but before I knew it each and every one of them had fallen asleep where they were standing. Then the beasts attacked. It was just me before those snarling fangs.
Time to wake up. Sleep here any longer and the cold will have you.
What happened? We fell asleep, but we were patrolling.
He must be mistaken. A temple knight would never shirk his duty so.
Are you calling me a liar? I saw you fall over on your ass with my own eyes. If not for Sir Eugenie's quick response and the bravery of these warriors, we all would be food for the vultures by now. The congregation will hear of this dereliction of duty, you can be sure.
Now, hold on just a moment. They aren't the ones to blame. A sacred relic of my people was stolen, and... now isn't the time. Sorry, forget I said anything.
Whatever dizziness overtook the chocobo seems to have passed, so I'll resume my journey once the carriage is repaired. Assuming my guards are quite refreshed, I believe we can make it on our own. Please, return to Camp Dragonhead and warm yourselves.
It's no coincidence that the giant birds and the two guards took leave of their senses around the same time. This is the work of the Cradle. But even if Leophyne was here, she is no longer. Let's return to the city and consider our next steps. Leophyne may have escaped us, but the witness report has given us a clue to follow. Thank the Nahwal for guiding us swiftly to the knights. We have received the report of the incident near Camp Dragonhead. 2 of our own, sleeping on duty, by the Fury. Had you reached them even a moment later, this day would have been much darker. Although it pains me to say it, those 2 shall be punished as befits the magnitude of their negligence. If I may. I don't believe the blame rests entirely on their shoulders. The Cradle of the Sleepless was used against them, I'm certain. Yes. You said it possessed the power to lull others into a deep sleep. I admit that would explain these exceptional circumstances. Regardless, they were still bested by their enemy, and their charge was almost killed as a result. Punishment is the only recourse. I see. A harsh stance, maybe, but I can respect that you don't treat your duty lightly. Well, if you learn anything else of Leophyne's plots, please let us know at once. Even though we didn't find her, I'm glad we were able to save those soldiers. Thank you for coming to us. Nay, 'tis the Temple Knights who owe you thanks. We shall continue our search, and rest assured you shall be the first to know of any developments. Kaneko time, there's more I would tell you about the Cradle, things I should have told you sooner. Join me over there and I'll do my best to fix that mistake. We now know what our enemy is capable of, and must plan accordingly. Rest assured we shall not rest until Leophyne is in shackles.
Even the mutton down in the brim'll cost ye. Might be a toss o' the bones D-line your linty purse.
Now you've seen with your own eyes what I've only been able to describe. The Nahwal's lullaby can put even hardened warriors into a restful slumber. They may as well be defenseless as a newborn babe. But even with such power, my people have never used it to attack our enemies. Its sole purpose has always been to keep a single person awake. An eternal guardian, who would never sleep, never rest. The White Eye. Me. For 10 years I've been awake, training day and night to gain the strength I have now. The strength to shield my people. Of course, another must receive the weariness I cast aside, the shut eye. You've met her, in fact, Loznikwe. As I've been awake these 10 years, she's spent the better part of her days in a deep slumber. Her brief periods of wakefulness are spent exercising and eating so her body doesn't waste away. And so we've barely spoken, despite how much I depend on her. When we were young, we'd spend our days exploring the mountain paths, but that time is long past. Telling you all this now, I realize how very little of my life has been dedicated to my own pursuits. Loznikwe and I both have devoted ourselves entirely to the protection of our village. Well, about that. No, I've no excuse. It was my fault it was stolen, and I'll bear that burden. A protector must take responsibility for his charges. But we don't have the luxury to dwell on regrets. I see now that although my people never used the cradle for ill, wicked hearts can twist anything toward evil. And that's something I can't tolerate. The very thought that this might happen again makes the bile churn in my gullet. We must bring Leophyne's schemes to an end.